Hey, how you doing? How you doing? That is clean. Is that clean? How come that doesn't look clean? But that is clean. How come that didn't get clean? Okay. I think that needs to go a second round. This is clean. I wonder why that didn't get clean. Okay, that's clean. Well, let's try again. I wonder why. Oh. Okay. Where we going? What did you say? Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much. I don't know why. some bone in here. It is like to get rid of that. Okay. I see some people are in the same boat as me. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world of saying you're going to do something and then you don't do it. And I don't know where this comes from, actually. I don't know where my inconsistencies come from. Hello, Ryan, I think. I don't know where this comes from that I say I'm going to do something and then I don't do it. And I have been, over time, I have been made aware of this in the last maybe 3 years. I've been aware of saying I'm going to do something and I don't act on it or don't do it. And I think that a couple of things come to mind when I voice that I'm going to do something and then I don't complete it, do it, or finish it, or start it, or whatever. A lot of it is just procrastination, just not taking it too serious, kind of moving with my own time. And then the other part is I just change my mind and don't want to do it, but I don't necessarily, and if it's another person involved, I don't always say, hey, I don't want to do that no more. I just don't do it. Like when it comes to like planning stuff, vacations, activities and stuff, I'm not good at those things. I don't really like planning those things. I'm not a planner when it comes to those things. My biggest accomplishment to date is planning my cousin's bridal shower. That took all my mental energy to do that and complete it all the way to the end. It took so much out of me, you know what I mean? To plan to get the invitations, create the invitations, get them all out there to people, do the decorations for the party, call the caterer so I can get it catered, talk to the lady that owned the building and get that situation, get that shit, oh my God, situated. I had to do so much just for that thing. It turned me off to just doing a lot of things. I don't like, in my mind, hey, Sarah, how you doing? In my mind, I do like to, hold on. Let me make sure it's up. Oh, okay. In my mind, I do like to do things and stuff. I just don't like to plan things. I don't like to plan things. I don't like, I don't know. I'm one of those people, I have a lot of ideas. I mean, like a million ideas all at once. I have a lot of ideas and stuff like that. And of course, I would love to finish everything I think about. I would love to work on all the stuff I I think about or come up with, but in reality, I don't have the bandwidth to do all those things. I don't know what the word is for it. I just don't have the bandwidth to do all that. It sounds nice on paper. The ideas that I come up with sound great. But for me to actually execute them, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't do that. And I'm trying to be better about that. But I'm not. I'm not there yet. I am not there yet. I'm definitely a person who would rather have somebody else do it than me do it personally. But I don't know if there's other people out there like that are, you know, I don't want to say I'm not motivated. I'm motivated, but then again, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a different kind of person. I think because, you know, my grandma now used to say, you have a very I don't care type of attitude. And I think I do in some things. I think some things I don't think too hard about because I don't really care that much about it. Which is not a good thing, of course. It's not a great thing. But yeah, I have a very I don't know what you want to call that, but I don't know. But I am definitely trying to work on being better about being more intentional and motivated to do things. Now when I sit back and look at everything, you know, I haven't been very I don't know what you want to call it. But you know what? There's always room for improvement. You know what I mean? There's always room for improvement. So I'm not going to say what I'm going to do. I'm just telling you there's room for improvement. So, you know, watch and we shall see. I ain't making no promises. I don't make no promises. I don't do that. I don't want to do that. Because I'm not going to fall. I'm not going to fall. I'm not going to do it I'm not gonna do things in a timely manner. So ain't no use in me saying I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna. I'd rather just not say anything about anything I want to do because people hold me to the fire. You know what I mean? They hold me to the fire like you said you was gonna do such and such, you didn't do it. And I think I owe that to my family too, because I do that with my family a lot. You know, I'd say I'm gonna cook something and then I don't cook it. I thought you was gonna cook some, da da da. Then I don't even cook it. Oh yeah, I got tired. I didn't want to. I don't feel like it. You know, but that's not good because what if the other person was dependent on me to cook, and then I decide I don't want to cook. Now they gotta figure out what they gotta, what they gotta eat. So that's not good. That's not good at all. So, um, being better about that is on my list. I don't know how or when I'm gonna get better at that, but we'll see. I don't know. I may never get better. I may just be the same old crazy lady, you know. And I don't think I've always been this way. I think it's just I think I've gotten older and I just don't I don't care as much as I don't care about a lot of stuff. So I think that's part of it, getting older and just not caring about a lot of stuff. But yeah, working on being a better person in some type of way. I don't know how. I don't know when. I don't know when I'm going to be a better person, but work in progress. The work in progress. That's it. I put up some goals, some things I want to do. You know what I mean? There's some things I want to. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Not you promised you was gonna marry them and didn't do it. That's really bad. You got these people thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna get married," and then you don't even show up. Oh, wow. Now, see, that's bad. Mine has been. Let me tell you. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I can be honest with y'all and real raw honest with y'all because I feel like everybody know me that comes to this stream. Now I have talked to somebody, and I did. If I could go down the list of promises. Matter of fact, let me write it down because it sounds crazy. Does this pen work? Hold on. Does this pen? Is this I don't think this pen is charged. I don't think it's charged. But I need to write it down because thank you. I'm glad I got a community that understands that I'm just a ball of craziness. But anyway, there are some things I did in a relationship. I'm going to say I did. Let me start off by saying I seen a problem. I recognized or I was aware of a situation in this person's life. She was excited to her parents. Wow, that is horrible. Oh my God. How you gonna tell somebody you gonna marry and meet the parents and everything? Oh my God. And then you don't even do it. Well, anyway, I was talking to somebody and they going through a situation, and naturally when somebody's going through a bad situation or a bad time, you want to console them, you want to tell them some good things, you want to tell them some things to ease their mind. Oh, don't worry about that. Oh, we're going to take care of that together. Oh, what happened? You were in an accident? Oh, I'll help you. Oh, what happened? I'll help you do that. I'll help you do this. And then almost like 911 just never show up. Just the ambulance, the policeman, and nobody show up to your problem. And that's me. You know what I mean? I definitely say, yeah, I'll help you. Call me. Let me know if you need anything. I am definitely one of those people. I am guilty as charged, okay? I am guilty as charged. I am one of those people that you tell me something. Now, if you really in a situation and I have the capacity to help, you know what I mean? If I have the real capacity, the mental, physical capacity to help you in that moment, and I know I can do it, I will do it. But if your situation doesn't seem that strenuous, that chaotic to me, you know what I mean? I may just, I don't know. I like to help when I can. If it's if I can, if I physically and mentally can, financially can, I will try to do something. But in a relationship, I have overpromised. I have overpromised, and and not fulfilled some things. Now, this person also made some promises, but I never made the person aware of what the things that they said, because this person comes back to me and tell me about all the, the things that I said I was going to do and I did not do. Now, to go down the list, hold on, let me get into your business. Happy New Year, Lou. If you want to be happy, choose a colorful lady. You did the right thing. I know that's right. Now I got my hair done. What you talking about? Anyway, so here goes the list of things that I promised somebody in a relationship and I did not fulfill. And they were going through a situation. I said I would help. They called me. Oh, they had just left my house. Oh my God, you can believe what happened? What happened? I got in a car accident. Now this man, I tore up his car, I said, well, what? The man asked me for cash. I said, don't worry about it. Just, tell you pay it, And so it was a whole thing. And I said, oh yeah, I help you. I help you pay it. I did not help. And it's not that I didn't want to help. I was in my own time frame, in my own mind. And to me, it wasn't that, like a lawyer at your door type, you need the money today type of thing. So I put it off. Now, in between, when this person would make me upset, you know what I mean? Then the wanting to help started to decrease. You know what I mean? The wanting to help started to decrease. You know what I mean? So when you start to act up and do stuff then that whole wanting to do something for you kind of goes down, 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 down. So there it was that situation. Um uh it was a couple of situations that I said, oh, the phone bill, the phone, having the phone, and all this crazy stuff. I did a lot of crazy stuff. Or said I was going to do this and that, and I didn't do it. But I contribute that to also treatment. When you treat somebody not that great all the time, and you kind of play with the other person's emotions, like you act like you care and then you pull it back. You act like you care and then you pull it back, type of energy. And then you want the person to help you do something, you know, they may not want to help you as much. And that's just being honest. You know what I mean? What well how was your new year? My new year, it was great. Yeah, I I'd rather stay in my own lane and not just on my own. Because and that's true, Jimmy. That is true. I try to be one of those people that is supportive and all of that, but my support weighs on how I'm treated. And if I feel like I'm not treated that well, I'm not going to be as helpful as I initially wanted to be. You know what I mean? When you treat somebody really well, you know, they are willing to do things, you know, they are more inclined to keep to those commitments and do things for you. When you treat somebody not that great, it's kind of hot and cold type of energy. You know, you're not gonna really want to hardly do anything for them. Oh, you spend time with family. That's what I'm talking about. I find that only person. Yeah, it be your family. Even this person told me, you know, thank God for, you know, their family because they can't depend on nobody else, you know, and kind of pointing, you know, towards me. You know, they can't depend on nobody else. Well, probably not. You probably can't depend on me. You know what I mean? I'm your last resort. You know what I mean? I'm your last resort. Call me your last resort. I'm your triple A, right? I'm not your first responder. I'm not a first responder. Call me triple A. I come after the crime scene. You know, I come after the car crashed and half of the stuff is off the ground. The bodies are picked up and put in the ambulance. I come afterwards. You know what I mean? I'm the tow. Call me tow truck. You know what I mean? Don't depend on me to be a first responder. You know what I mean? So I'm not that. I'm not that. But you know, it doesn't help also that I'm a procrastinator. I'm a procrastinator, so I do everything at the last minute automatically. That's not good. And then on top of that, I'm not I'm not as motivated to do things when the treatment is not all the way right. If you disturb my emotions and my feelings, I'm not inclined to go through with anything I said. I won't go through with it. So I'm definitely one of those people. And if you one of those people who make promises and then you know you roll it back You know, if you one of those people, we in the same club. We in the same club. Now, because of that, when it comes from another person's perspective, the person that you promised the stuff to, in their mind, you have lost your integrity. You have lost a sense of honesty or truthfulness or whatever. And so they start to think of you as uh, uh, being a character or being somebody who's not a person of their word or whatever. That's the downside of going back on something you said. You know, I mean, you are free to change your mind. You are free to change your mind, but it's a way you do it, to make sure that you can, still keep your integrity in place. Because otherwise, everybody starts to discredit you. Well, you can't ask her because she ain't gonna never, if you ask her to do it, she may not do it or whatever. You know what I mean? So, you kind of lose your integrity the more you keep falling into this whole, oh yeah, I'm going to do that, then you don't do it type of thing. That's like with this whole New Year's resolution and all that kind of stuff. People say they're going to lose weight, they're going to do, I'm not promising to lose weight. I'm not promising. I'm telling myself I want to be healthier. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm telling myself I want to be healthier. I'm not promising to lose 50 pounds, 10 pounds, none of that, because I know me. I know me, okay? And I know that I may not always reach that goal or stick to it where you can see it. See the success. You know what I mean? What'd you say, huh? What you say? I don't look for sympathy. I lost. Then it made you stronger. Dang, yeah. Sometimes you gotta go through a lot of challenges to build up your strength because you can't depend on people, because they let you down all the time. You know what I mean? So you go through a series of, being disappointed. And as a person who has disappointed people, I can understand that. I can understand how you would feel, you know, thinking that somebody has your best interest and then you find out they don't. You know what I mean? As a person who has disappointed people, I understand that. I understand that completely. I have been that. And people had disappointed me too. You know what I mean? People had disappointed me too. But, I completely understand when somebody is telling you something and you at your last, you on your last, and you depend on this person to follow through and then they don't. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's what I feel about myself in a way. I feel like, I'm a person that I have good intentions. I don't always follow through on the things I say I want to do. But at the end of the day, when it does matter and I'm able to help, I feel like I move mountains to get things done. Depending on how I'm feeling about the situation, depending on how severe the situation is. You know what I mean? But it's not easy to you know, it's not easy. You know, I'm a person that's always said yes. I'm also a I used to be a yes person. Oh yeah, I just say yes to things and knowing that I have no intention, no, I'm probably not going to do it. I say yes to too many things. And that can be overwhelming when you do that. And when you're trying to multitask and do so many things, then you forget that you said yes to this and that, and you was going to do this and that, and then you can't do it. You got overwhelmed. Now you're tired. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely one of those people that be saying yes to stuff and knowing I don't have the capacity, knowing I don't have the mental bandwidth to even see it through. I know I'm going to forget. I'm a very forgetful person. I rarely remember people names. You know what I mean? I'm not good with names. I'm not good with none of that stuff. I don't know. I don't know. You know. There you go. There you go. Mm-hmm. And I may be the one that's removed from people's life. Who knows? You know what I mean? Because I I consider myself having a good heart. I'm a good heart. I have a good heart. I do have a lot of empathy for everybody and their situations and stuff like that. I do have a lot of empathy for that. I just don't execute the things that even I want to do. Even my own goals, I don't always see them through, which is not great at all. It's not a good thing. Can you show us around your house? For what? It's not it's not fully decorated yet. When I get it decorated, then I can show it. But it's not fully decorated. Not to my liking yet. But when it is, I'll be happy to show it. Now, I don't know what day that is, and I don't know what time it's going to be. I don't know when, but one day. I'll have no problem doing that. Not a big deal. So, I don't know. I got to be better about things. I gotta be a better. You built like you went to the future and argue with yourself. What the hell that supposed to mean? What the hell that supposed to mean? You actually got out of your bed, rolled on the floor, went over to your cell phone, looked me up, and typed that to me. Go back to bed. Go back to bed. I don't know where you got that from. Did you find that somewhere else online and decide to copy and paste? Don't copy and paste me no trolling messages. Use original stuff. Don't chat GPT me up in here. Use original, your original stuff. I like originality. I don't know what that is. Shame on you. Shame on you. You need to drink you some 7-Up. Go on in the kitchen and get you some 7-Up and come back. Clear your mind. Get your mind right. Coming in here talking all that nonsense. We over here talking about being a procrastinator and not having as much sympathy. No, I do have sympathy. But you know what I mean. Not following through on your promises. That's what we're talking about here today. Now, somebody came in here and said they were supposed to get married and then didn't show up. They promised somebody they was gonna marry them and didn't marry them. That was off the chain. That's the ultimate. I can't believe you promised that. Oh, thank you, Jimmy. Mm-hmm. Not my famous line. I gotta work on being a better person. Oh, I'm gonna have to pray on it. I'm gonna have to pray to be better. You know what I mean? I can't keep saying yes and knowing I don't want to do stuff. You know, let me just admit something here in front of y'all. Now, people like my cousin down in Georgia, she wants me to go travel with her to different places and stuff like that. You know, she's been on me. Don't you want to go? You should go. You need to travel. You need to travel. You need to travel. And every time she brings up a place to go to, you know, I tell her the same thing. I think about it for a few days. Let me think about it. And then I never call her back. I never call her back. I said, let me think about it again. I never called. And then she finally called, or what? So what? So are you going or not? Then I tell her I'm not going. I don't understand why you're not going. The truth is, and this is the honest to God truth, I don't feel like traveling everywhere. I'm not a born traveler. I'm not somebody that needs to see every part of the world. I'm not one of those people. And, you know, traveling is like an afterthought for me. It's like, all right. All right. Now she wants to go to Greece. So, you know, it's a huge amount of money just to go to Greece. You hear me? We talking about a couple bands to go to Greece. In my mind, I don't want to spend my money on it. You know what I mean? I don't want to spend my money to go to Greece. But at the same time, I do want the experience of saying I went to Greece. So I am in a toss-up right now. I got into February to come up with the money. The down payment to go on this trip is like $900. So I'm thinking to myself, do I want to spend $900? And then I said, I said to myself, well, you've been a single parent, I've been a single parent most of my journey, ever since I've been 20 something. I've been a single parent. And so I have never been on real vacations. You know what I mean? I have never been on I've been to visit her down in Georgia. I've lived in different places as a child, but for me as a grown person, actually planning a vacation for myself and going somewhere, I haven't done that. I just don't hop on planes and just go. So now I'm like, what else can I do with this life before the life is over? What else can I do with this life? So she brings up this trip. I have hesitated about it. And so now, I'm 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 leaning towards going on this trip. I'm leaning towards that. Now this trip ain't for a minute. It ain't until like 2027. I don't know what the state of the world gonna be come 2027, but hopefully everything's still standing and everything ain't burnt to the ground. But I'm leaning towards, going with her on this trip. Just to have the experience, even though it's going my pockets are gonna be just damaged from going to this trip. Thank you. My pocket's gonna be damaged, going on this trip, but you know what? YOLO. Okay? YOLO. I told somebody I wanted to do some crazy stuff like jump on trampoline, go hiking, and this person told me, how you gonna do that? You're not, basically saying you're not physically able to do that. How am I not physically able to go trampoline to the trampoline park? How am I not physically able to go hiking? Never done it before. So how in the world can someone tell me, I don't know, I can't do something when I've never even attempted to do it. I haven't attempted to do it, so I have no idea. Go to Jamaica, they treat big girls. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, that's where I need to go. I need to get on one of those little things. Have you seen those videos where they rubbing the women down and lotion and all that? They rubbing them down and all. That's what I mean. That's what I need. I need that caress. That massage. I need all of that going on. Yeah, I gotta get all. Don't get me hype on that. Don't get me hype on that. Now, that sounds like something I could do. I don't know. I have to see about that. That sounds like something. Every time I see them videos, I'm like, ooh, boy, they be rubbing you down like you a piece of pork meat or something like that. Like they just greasing you up. Yeah, that's like a good time to me. See, there are certain places I can see myself going, and then there's certain places like I don't think I would want to go there. But that's a place I could probably do. I could probably do that. You know what I mean? But we'll see. It's all about me planning it. And then me buying the plane ticket. Ugh. And me trying to figure out an itinerary. Ugh. Because, nowadays the girls, they got to have an itinerary of what they're going to do while they're there. Now, my cousin is not an itinerary person, so she's more of a, let's just go with the flow. But I think this Greece trip has a more itinerary type of thing to it. So we'll see. We'll see what she says. But I'm down for a massage. I'm down for that. I see them girls holding on to them men, jumping off the cliff into the water. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm going to be holding on to one of them little bitty men and jumping off the cliff into the water and all that, halfway drowning and stuff. I don't know if I want to do all that. Then I got to plan how I'm going to do my hair. I think most of the time, women, when they go out, especially black women, when they go on vacation, they all get braids. Everybody get braids. So if I get braids, they got to be long and luxurious. They got to be long, luxurious, and have it going on. I got to have them long, them 30-inch braids hanging down, looking like a princess. That's what I want. I gotta have one of them looks going on. So, you'll know it's vacation time when you see me with some braids. When you see me with some braids, and they long and they hitting the back of my butt, that's what I want for my vacation. So So yeah, I'm getting excited already. I ain't even going. I ain't got nothing. I ain't even done nothing yet. I ain't even put the money down yet. But yeah. That sounds like a plan. Cause I can imagine myself sitting somewhere with a coconut drink. You know, one of them coconut shell drinks, drinking out of a straw alcohol, just tipsy and drunk, not too drunk. Cause I don't want nothing crazy to happen to me out there, down Jamaica. But I can imagine myself with one of those coconut cups having a good time. Not the bikini. You know what? They do got plus size girl bikinis and stuff. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Now give me a nice little overlay or what you want to call it and be out there just having a good time, laughing. Like, oh yeah, thank you. Oh. Yeah, I can do all of that and have fun and all that stuff. Sounds interesting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now I want to take, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I do want to take a short little trip to California. Just go out there and have some fun. A short trip. So maybe I could do like some little mini vacations until I get up to the Greece vacation. Some little mini vacations and stuff like that. Cause I got the time. You know what I mean? I got the time. I just don't. I never use my vacation time. I'm one of those people. I just work. I never go on vacation. I never use my vacation time. People think I'm insane. Why are you always at work? What's wrong with you? You want to bless me with some money? I know that's right. Cash out Olivia Flair. No, I'm just playing. Oh, I want to, go on these little things, go on these little trips and stuff like that. Sounds fun. I haven't had a time where I brought a whole bunch of vacation clothes and stuff. I haven't done that in years. Where you go buy your little vacation clothes and then you get your little vacation hair and go out of town and have fun. Who I really have been inspired by, and that is Clark on TikTok. She's like a luxury content creator, and she goes to all these places and she does all these luxury things. She's so cute and so pretty, and she's so educated and fancy and stuff. I love her aesthetic. I love her whole thing where she goes to all these different places and stuff and do all these different experiences. We mean what? Hello there from Hey Jerry Curl, Jake, RJ Curl. How you doing? So yeah, I wanna do some of those things. I don't know when. I don't know how. It's a money thing. You gotta have a lot of money to travel. Travel ain't cheap. Travel costs a lot of money to go anywhere. You know what I mean? So yeah. I want to do those things. I don't know how I'm going to execute it. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how much money I need to save to do any of these things. I have absolutely no idea. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But, I'm not a planner. That's the problem. I'm not a good planner. So, but I can try. I got a booking.com website, an app that I used to go to Georgia, and that was pretty seamless. That was easy. But now planning a whole trip to a whole different place like Jamaica or California, I don't know. I mean, it can't be that bad, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm ever going anywhere. I just know I need to do something. Not sure what, but something. But Jamaica sounds good. All the Jamaican men out there. All the Jamaican men out there. Yeah, I can have some drinks. Ooh, I bet you have some good drinks in Jamaica. I know they do. I know they do. Have me a good time. I do need a good time. I ain't had a good time in years. You know what I mean? All the people that I have dated, they have never taken me anywhere. Not on no type of vacation or anything. That's another thing. So people tell me, the people that I be talking to tell me, you never go anywhere. Well, you never take me anywhere. How about that? How about that? How about that? If you can't take me anywhere, then how am I gonna go anywhere? Okay? Am I supposed to just go places by myself all the time and I'm supposed to be in a relationship? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You want me to just travel solo by myself all the time because you don't want to plan anything. You don't want to pay for anything or whatever, then, how that work? Ain't none of these people I've talked to ever said to me, "Oh, we're going on vacation. Oh, let's go somewhere. Oh, let's do something." So in my mind, you know what that tells me? That tells me I'm not the one for them. They're not thinking of me enough or care about me enough to initiate and plan those things. So that's how I know, when it's time to leave some of these relationships, is because these people, tell me you don't go anywhere, you don't do anything, but yet you're not taking me anywhere. So how does that work? How in the world does that work? That does not work at all. So I just need to be more free in the mind and more relaxed and not worry and don't care about this and that and just do things just to be doing things. I always stick to the same script. I never deviate from my normal routines. I do the same kind of stuff all the time, and I feel like I'm at a point where I need to, break away from my normal routine and just start doing other things. I don't know what those other things are. I don't know if it's just more traveling or doing more different activities or or what. I don't know what that would mean, but we will see. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe traveling is the thing. Going places, creating memories, before I leave this earth and gone. Now tomorrow I volunteer. I do my volunteer work tomorrow. So there's that. I know the older ladies that I volunteer for. I know they'd be like, "Don't you do anything? Don't you do anything else?" No. I do need to do more stuff. I do need to do more and more stuff. I just don't know what that is. But you know what? Thank God you guys are here. You're along for the journey and see what I might do. I don't know. May not do nothing. May do something. May do something interesting. May not. I don't know. It's all up in the air. That's why you gotta like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you know. So you informed. Just in case something happened. You may turn this live stream on one day and I'm over here on a raft in Jamaica swinging off a cliff somewhere with some small man jumping into the water. You know what I mean? You may see that and be like, "Man, she really did go out there and jump into that damn water with that little man. She really on that raft getting that massage, that lotion massage, that." Like, share, subscribe to the channel so you can be informed just in case I do go do that. And I need some clothes. You know what I mean? I need new clothes. I need a lot of stuff. I need a lot. I need new clothes. I need new. I don't. I need a lot of stuff. It's gonna cost at least, at least, um, $4,000 to make me over. To make me over for these trips. You know, it's gonna cost me about $4,000. About 5K. Yeah, it's gonna cost me some money to make myself over for these trips and stuff. The clothes you gotta invest in, the hairstyles, all the stuff. I gotta drink healthy drinks before I go. I gotta eat healthy stuff. So I gotta have a healthy diet before I go on these trips so I won't be sick and can't move. I don't want my knee to stop working while I'm out there getting on a massage or a raft, and the Jamaican man be like, "Oh, this one right here, she can barely move." I don't want to be that one, and then they talking about you. So I need to be able to get my healthy drinks and stuff. So it's gonna cost probably about $5,000 to make me over for my trips. Probably about 5. Yeah. And then I gotta pay for the tickets and all that. I get ill when I have to spend money. My head start hurting every time I have to spend money. My heart start palpitating every time I have to spend money. Every time I have to spend money, my head hurt. My knee starts to cave in. Every time I have to spend my own money on something, my side starts hurting. My left hip starts twitching. Every time I have to spend my own money on something. You know what I mean? Your voice helps me to sleep. Wait, what? What are you saying? You say I put you to sleep? What the hell are you talking about? Hey, Big Will, how you doing? Oh, I'm great. Mental health is on 9,000. I'm good. I'm just up here talking about the whatever fun trips I need to go on to refresh my mind. I do think I need to get on vacation to refresh my mind. I do think that. I think anybody who's been overwhelmed and going crazy about life and stressed out, you do need a vacation, a real one. My speech is very slow. Well, you know what? It's been like that forever. Ain't nothing I can tell you. What condition do you? I don't have no condition. What kind of condition? I don't have no condition. That's just the way I talk. I'm in Indiana. If I talk any faster, you're not gonna understand what I'm saying. Everybody talk the same way down here. Everybody slow. I mean, not slow, like slow. Everybody slow talking. Because we got time. We got a lot of time down here. Since we got a lot of time on our hands, you know what I mean? That's why we talk the way we do. We not in a rush. This ain't New York. I know that's right, Big Will. I know that's right. I need to get on it. I need to get on it. Thank you, Les. Thank you. I think I need to get on it. I need to get busy, to be honest, and plan all these damn trips and vacations or whatever. I just don't like to. I'm the type of person, if you plan it, I'll go. If I ain't gotta do anything, if I ain't gotta set up the plane ticket, and all I gotta do is just give you the money, and then I can go and I just show up. That's the kind of person I am. That's the kind of bride I would be too. If I was getting married, I'm the type of person. You just tell me to show up to the venue. I'll get the dress. That's it. That's all I want to do. I don't want to plant no flowers. I don't want to do no decoration. If you can plan all that, great. And then I just show up. I'm one of those people. It would be me and the kids, probably, most likely. Now, not to Jamaica. Now, that's an adult only trip. They ain't kids, you know what I mean? But still, I need my time to myself to get to swing on that swing with the skinny man off the cliff. You know what I mean? I don't need the kids to see me doing that. You know what I mean? I don't need them to see me doing that. When I get off of that cliff, splashing that water, good time. Good time. You know what I mean? Have me a good old time. I might halfway drown in that thing, but still, I did it, and that was it. I know that's right in the Montego Bay. Ooh, yes. Have a good time. See, y'all got me hyped. Let me see how much these trips cost to Jamaica. Let me see. I bet you my cousin ain't thought about that. She ain't thought about going to Jamaica. She ain't thought about that. She want to go places where, I don't know. She want to go to Greece. I don't know. The men are hot in Greece. Are they hot in Greece? Are the men hot in Greece? She wanna go to Greece. I don't know if the men are hot there. Oh, Booking.com app is now on this thing. It's on my phone. I had to look at it when I get off of here, but yeah, my cousin, she ain't, we don't know. I guess it'll be more of a, just to say you went there type of trip, not, looking at sexy men. Ain't no sexy men out there. Have you heard of Down syndrome or autism? Have you heard of it? Is that you? Oh, they have a face card? That's what I'm talking about. Something nice, easy on the eyes, something nice to look at. That's what I'm talking about. Got it going on. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that'd be a good time. Yeah, I want to go with their colored eye. Ooh, yeah, girl. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about looking good. That's why I gotta make sure everything is, make sure all my cheeks is pulled up. Make sure my neck is all, all like this. Make sure my hair is laid. I ain't gonna do no lashes because I don't want, my lashes to get infected or something crazy going on. Make sure my nails are done for the trip. Make sure all my, I got all my smell goods and all that. It's gonna cost a lot to go on these trips. You know what I mean? It's gonna cost me a pretty penny to go on these trips. But I need a photographer to follow. I need a photographer for these trips, because I'm not going to be taking my own pictures. You know what I mean? I need a photographer for when I go on these trips. I need a personal photographer. Get the two-piece bathing suit. That's what I'm talking about. I like it. I'm not scared. I wear my stuff. You know what I mean? I get out there and wear my stuff. You trying to work out my condition. If it's George syndrome, did I see you on the Little People show? What the hell you talking about? Do you need some medication? What are you talking about? Why are you? I am not a dwarf. What? What? I am not a little person. What are you talking about? Did you really stop your dinner in the middle of your dinner? You stopped eating your dinner and said, oh God, I gotta tell her this. And you rolled off from the table onto the floor, ran into the wall, got on your phone and came on here and asked me that. You really went through all that to come on here and ask me that. You need to talk to Jesus. You know, Sunday's coming up. You know, church will be back in session on Sunday. You need to get on down to the church house and repent. You got a demon in you. And I don't talk to demons. I don't have conversation with demons. You got some type of demonic spirit in your body. He ain't going to you right. You right. He ain't going to Jamaica, jumping off that cliff. Ooh, yes, yeah. I'm jumping off that cliff like I'm what's that girl? Tomb Raider. I'd be like Tomb Raider jumping off that cliff into the ocean or water or whatever. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, I be saying that like, how you doing, John? How you doing? Hello, normal guy. Welcome back. Yeah. That Tarzan. Girl, I have my own Tarzan out here. I'm having my own Tarzan out there in Jamaica. You know, I hope it's not like some skinny, some man that can't handle the size. I hope it's some big man, some big Jamaican man, and be like, I will take care of you. We're going to swing down into the water. You are safe. You know, all that. Because I'm not gonna feel safe if the person's too small. To be honest, I'm not gonna feel safe, even though they make it handle big old things, big old bodies and stuff like that. I'm not gonna feel safe. You in Japan? That's what I'm talking about. What you doing in Japan? I'm doing braids. I think braids would be better. Less maintenance. I ain't got to think about it. I just, put it up in different hairstyles, and that's it. I think braids would be great for trips. Braids are good for trips. Hello, AJ. How you doing? Happy New Year to you, too. Japan. Yeah, I heard about Japan. I heard about China. I'm gonna go China too. Japan. That sounds fun. I don't know how much. You see, y'all talking about big money. Y'all talking about big money. They have a superpower to lift big girls. Whoa. Well, if they got it, I mean, as long as they don't drop me, I don't care. But they better be ready. But I'm gonna need a lot of money to go on these trips. Y'all talking about Japan, Jamaica. I'm gonna need a couple bands to go on these trips. Cause I gotta look nice, and then I gotta have a photographer. Cause I don't like taking my own pictures. I need a photographer for every place I go to. There's a lot of stuff that goes into going on vacation. There's a lot of stuff. And hopefully I can do all these things. I can go places and do these things. Caribbean cruises. Caribbean cruises. Ooh. Now, which cruise ship you be going on? Because I heard the Norwegian, that ain't the one. Everybody sleep on there. Then Carnival, they said, is really rowdy with a lot of people, a lot of music, and a lot of kids. And then the Virgin cruise is all adult, no kids. So I don't know. What do you think? What you think is the best cruise line to go on? And then you got the Royal Caribbean. They say that's not exciting at all. It's too quiet. I don't know about boat. I've never been on those cruise ships. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't see that they have a lot of problems on cruise ships. Like, ain't no Titanic action going on or nothing like that. So I haven't heard of nothing, no bad incidents, recently. I haven't heard about none of that stuff. So, I mean, I could go on a cruise. My cousin mentioned that too. She's like, we should go on a cruise. And I didn't sign up for that either. She be think I don't know what kind of money she think I got. I don't know what kind of money she think I got that I can go on all these trips. And I wish I could say yes to all the trips, but I have to think about cost. I have to think about how much is this going to cost. How much is going to cost for me to go, for me to buy clothes, for me to fix my hair. All of this stuff costs money. Disney cruise for your... No, I don't want to do that. That's too many children. I don't want to do no Disney cruise. That's too many children for me. And probably got a whole bunch of bad kids, too. I don't want to deal with that. No, 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 no. I want to have fun. I don't want to listen to somebody yelling at their kid, Tommy, get down or you're going to drown. You're going to jump. You're going to fall off the boat. I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear somebody yelling at Tommy and Tommy cussing their mama out. And I told you, stop telling me what to do, Mom. I'm tired of you. I'm running away. I don't want to hear all that. I want peace. Fun mixed with peace. So I think Carnival cruise sound fun. But I don't know. Y'all tell me which cruise line sound the best. Because I have no idea. But I don't know if I would go. But we'll see. Who knows? Who knows? But Disney definitely is a no. That's a dead no. I wouldn't do that one. And I don't know how many places they go to or how often you get off the ship. I don't know none of that stuff. So, do they go to Jamaica? Do the cruise ship go to... But how many days you get to stay in Jamaica, though? If the cruise ship go to Jamaica, how many days you get to stay? And then you got to figure out, are you going through tornadoes or hurricanes? So you got to avoid booking during hurricane season. Ever taking a Vegas weekend trip? Start small. You know me already. You said start small. Do something easy. Look, my cousin invited me to Vegas too recently to go see she went to go see Bruno Mars. I ain't going. You're right. I do need to start small first. I can't just jump into something big yet. And I gotta start small. Okay. That's why I was thinking California would be easy for me. California, going there. I was thinking about that first. a birthday trip. You know, California. That's low cost. It's not that far. I won't be in the airplane for no 10 hours. You know what I mean? So start small like that. Yeah, I think I would do that. Let me take baby steps to get into the big trips. You know, before I start swinging off the cliff with the Jamaican man and all that. Let me start off small. There's too much going on. Hurricane, the kids, the water. Let me start off small. Enjoy the beaches over there in California. You know. And then circle back to the bigger stuff. You right. You guys are right. Start off small. You know, and then venture out. I think that's the best. That's the best way to do it. Cause California can't be that expensive. It can't be that. I don't think that's that expensive to go visit. I had to look it up, but I don't think that's that expensive. It don't seem like it would be. But I can do that. Yes. Now I have another cousin. She travels all the time around the United States. She just stays within. You know, she loves her and her husband. They go to Lake Michigan. They go out there. They go to Detroit. They go to Tennessee. They go down to Mississippi. They love to drive to North Carolina. So they stay in the United States, but they go somewhere almost every month. Every month they go somewhere out of town. I'm like, damn, y'all always out of town. Y'all always going somewhere. They go to casinos, and I'm not interested in no casino, but that's what they do. You know, before that, my cousin always traveled, but she traveled even more now that she got a husband. Now she got a husband, she travels a whole lot more. And I wish I would have had that in all my relationships where I could travel with somebody, you know, and stuff like that. But I never had the opportunity to do that. You know what I mean? These relationships end like I don't know what. They end like a game, like an end of a game, and before you know it, it's over. And you ain't got no good memories, no memories of going nowhere or doing anything. The horrible side of having a relationship. The horrible side. That's how it goes sometimes. But we're going to change all that. We're going to do some different stuff. So, let's see. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to start small, like y'all said, and do some small trips. What's your day job? I do taxes, basically, for corporations. I've been at my job for 7 years. Seven years. Unemployed? Who said I'm unemployed? Oh, don't put. I'm employed. I wouldn't be talking to y'all if I wasn't. No, this ain't that kind of tax. This is different. This has to do with private equity and stuff. This is different. This is not personal tax. I don't do personal taxes. This is different. This is an all year round thing. Rebuke you? Who? Who you rebuking in here? It ain't even Sunday. Yeah, this is different. It's a different kind of job I do. Unemployment. What unemployment? Are you unemployed? You want me to help you find a job? I can help you find a job. How much? How tall are you? I can find you a job based off of height and weight. What's your height? What's your height? 6'3". What's your weight? Yeah, what's your weight? 280. Let me go ahead and sign you up. You're not at the age of 42 yet, are you? You younger than 42? You younger. You younger than that? Okay. Let's see. Wait a second. Okay. I found that the army recruiter will take you today. Okay. All you got to do is chat with them online. Chat with them online, and the army recruiter will take you into custody. I mean, not into custody. They will take you under their wing and make you a soldier. So all you need is to bring your ID with you to the recruiter station, and you can tell them I sent you. You know, I send a lot of people there, and go in there. You know, tell them you weigh about 270. You know, 280 might be a little too much for your height. You got too much structure. They don't want nobody with that much structure. They want to build you into something, a machine. And so, tell them you about 270. You know, tell them you on a good day if you eat you 280, but really you 270 when you don't eat. You know, when you on a light stomach, you 270. Okay. And tell them that you know how to climb trees at your height. You know how to get tell them, you know, because they like experiences. Like, what have you done? Tell them you have rescued kittens out of trees before. You have rescued the kittens out of the trees. You have done those things, and you know how to climb up a mountain wall because you had to save your grandma. You had to save your grandma, and she was on top of the cliff, and you had to save her from the Jamaican man at the top of the cliff because he was going to swing on her and drop her in the water. You said, no, you can't do that to my grandma. And so you ran up there to save your grandma from the cliff. So tell them that kind of stuff, 'cause that's heroic. And you know, the army recruiters, they love a good army story. They love a good army story. So tell them that. And you're in. You're in. And it look like they got a bonus going on. Hold on, let me tell you what the bonus is. Yeah, because you got to get in there, you know. It looks like uh I just seen it a second ago. Anyway, the bonus is like 10,000. And I know you can use some little cash here and there. Now normally I do take a 10% cut of your 10,000 bonus from the Army recruiter and all that kind of stuff. I usually take a 10%, but you know what? I'm feeling generous this year. I want you to have all your money to yourself. I want you to have all your money to yourself and get the most out of your basic training, you know. But if you want to buy some shoes from me, some boots, some army boots, I can sell those to you for $500 each. You know what I mean? I sell you some quality army boots if you want to buy them from me. $500. I have a uniform that is about 5 sizes too big, but if you wash it in hot water, it'll shrink down to your 270 in size. You too old to no. You the right age. You the right age. You the right age. Anything under 42 is accepted. They will accept you. Let's see. Army. Yeah, I help the Army out every now and then. Okay. So you have to be a U.S. citizen. I'm sure you're a citizen. You have to have good legal record. No crime in your background. I'm pretty sure you can you can get that written off somewhere. You got to pass an entrance exam. So you got to pass a test. So they can test if you know your 1, 2, 3s and your ABCs. Uh, Now they have brought up that you can't have tattoos, but you know what? If you're a good type of recruit, you quality, which you seem you might be. If you quality, they'll let that slide. They'll let the tattoo slide. So if you got a tattoo of a scorpion strangling a heart on the side of your neck, they'll take it. They'll take it. They'll take it. But if your tattoo is like a Smurf getting stepped on, they may not take you. They may not take you. If you got a Smurf tattoo and somebody's boot is smashing into the Smurf as a tattoo choice, they're gonna question your mental health. So you can't have that at all. And oh yeah, some medical conditions are not allowed. Especially if you eat too much McDonald's, they will question your mental health surrounding your you choosing to eat that kind of unhealthy food. You know what I mean? If you only wash your clothes once a week, they may not choose you either. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Right now, you are qualified to join the Army, okay, and get your bonus check and your GI Bill to go to school for free. Okay, you go to school for free. The upside down pineapple tattoo. What the hell is that? This ain't Bikini Bottom. I don't know nothing about that. Now, now they are saying that you do need a college degree, but really you don't. You don't. You don't need that. You just need to be able to write your name. As long as you can write your name, that's good enough. Can you write your name? If you can write your name, that's great. Great. We'll take you. We will take you. The only thing that disqualifies you is diabetes. So if you got a sugar issue, you can't join. If you got too many allergies, like you got a peanut allergy, seafood allergy, all that stuff at one time, they can't deal with you. If you can't pass the physical test, you know what I mean? You fall down before you can even get up. That kind of stuff, you can't pass it, you automatically disqualify. So I think you can join. But we're going to put in a good word for you so you can get the job. Because my mama got connections in the military. She get you a job tomorrow. You be on a ship somewhere to... This is the half Chinese lady. Do I look Chinese? I am not Chinese. I am not Chinese. I'm black. Now, I was trying to do a recruitment before you came in here, trying to get somebody to join the American Army. We need soldiers right now. I repeat streams. What the hell are you talking about? We're repeat. We talking about the Army right now. China girl. Not Love the Network. Yeah, so we doing a recruitment here. So if anybody want to join the Army, hit me up. I will get you placed immediately. So I'm not you. What the hell you talking about? See, that's my cue. I know it's time for me to log off. But you know what, guys? Tomorrow I have to go volunteer anyway. So you guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Ow! We need extra soldiers because we got fights to fight out here in this world, apparently. I don't know. I just heard we need extra fighters, extra soldiers. I don't know. Something going on. They was on TV talking about they need extra recruitments. Anyway, you guys have a nice night. Goodbye.